A reminder, it's a year-long process, but Black History Month will draw to a close today. And in Philadelphia, we will commemorate a man who went from a star on the track at Central High School to being the first African-American to win Olympic gold at the 1908 Summer Games. Dr. John Baxter Taylor's legacy is honored in a book titled The Olympian, An American Triumph. And joining us is the book's author, Craig T. Williams. Craig, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
As I mentioned during a short break there, I'm a track guy from way back. Loved the sport, but never heard of this gentleman. Why is it? Why don't people know of this name?
You know, I have given that a bit of thought, and he won his gold medal as part of the sprint medley team.
Okay.
So it was a shared honor. So that may be a large part of it, because the individual honor is a little bit more notable, a little bit more outstanding. But this was also a period of history where things were quite a bit different than they are now. And the accomplishments of African Americans were often seen as the failures of mainstream society, and therefore not really remembered and celebrated. And you know, the other circumstances of the day really didn't lend itself to his memory being maintained, and he fell to obscurity.
And when most people think of prominent African Americans in sport from way back in the day, first thing that comes to mind are the Jesse Owenses of the world, the Carl Lewises, that type of thing. And now here's another name. Tell us about his educational background.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, he went to Central High School, which at the time was a pretty prestigious thing. This was the model public school for the entire country. From there, he did a year at a school called Brown Prep, that's now defunct. And then he went on to the University of Pennsylvania, where he was initially admitted to the Wharton School, but ultimately graduated from their veterinary program as a doctor of veterinary medicine.
And you were telling me he passed away young, at a young age?
Yeah, just a few months after he competed in the Olympic Games.
How difficult was your research in writing this book, and when did you want to write this?
I guess it was somewhat challenging. I mean, there was some information available on the internet, but not a lot, mostly statistical kinds of things. And then I visited the archive at the University of Pennsylvania, and that was very helpful. They had several articles and great photographs, mostly obituaries, but some additional information. And then at the Free Library, digging into the microfilm, I guess this is kind of an old school research approach, was able to review newspaper articles, which was really helpful. In terms of the period culture and the language, turns of phrase, things of that nature. And then I visited Eden Cemetery, where he's buried, where he's interned with his family. And there was good information there that was helpful in painting that complete picture of what his life was like.
Almost out of time, but I'm looking at you and I can see the passion in your eyes and in your smile. What blew you away the most, almost out of time, about all your research about this?
That this dynamic individual was somebody that I didn't know.
Right.
You know, this is a really outstanding person that accomplished a great deal away from the athletic arena. And it was just very impressive, and somebody that I think should be remembered.
You're being honored at City Hall today, I understand?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Keep up the great work, and thank you for your research.
Thank you.
Can't wait to get a hold of it and learn more. And it's all about education.